He's a quarterback. He's been there. He's been in Super Bowls. He's been in Pro Bowls. He knows this offense. He knows Bruce Koslet. He's brought a lot of confidence. And I'll tell you what they have to be able to do today that will help his confidence. They have to be able to run because Boomer Esiason is one of the best play fakers in all of football.
John, you know, I said the Eagles were unbeaten, one of 3 teams. They're 3-0. And I think the same thing could be said about Randall Cunningham and his leadership qualities and his confidence that's said about Boomer Esiason.
Well, you know, I think the Eagles have surprised everyone. They lost all those defensive players, and the offense has really picked it up. Now, a big part of it has been Randall Cunningham, and I'll tell you the thing that I think is it's the first time he's really had a true offensive lineman. One of the guys they picked up in the offseason is Broderick Thompson, and he has really helped this Philadelphia Eagle team.
The Eagles will kick off for the Jets and for Boomer. Those are the people up in front of him. Jim Sweeney, the anchor in the center. Blair Thomas, Brad Baxter, Rob Moore, Chris Burkett, and Johnny Mitchell will handle the ball in addition to Esiason. No score, Jet ball, 1st and 10 at their own 22. A lone setback is Baxter, and he gets the carry. Not much doing for Baxter. The Eagles on defense, they lost, of course, Reggie White, but the people who have filled in have done a more than adequate job. Nichols and Millard, the 2 tackles, Clyde Simmons and Tim Harris, the defensive end. The linebacking core among the best. And in the secondary, Allen and Mark McMillan, the cornerbacks. Miano and Wes Hopkins, the safeties. 3 wideouts for the Jets. Esiason to throw it. Under pressure. Going to take off with it. Going to have a first down. To about the 34 where he goes feet first. Mark McMillan tripped him up.
You know, one of the things the Eagles wanted to do was rush Boomer Esiason straight up the middle. They wanted the pressure to come from the middle. This time it does. Watch number 77, Keith Millard. He's going to come right up and be in Boomer's face. The only problem with that is when you get pressure up the middle and you flush him out, you have to have someone right there, right now. If not, he's going to take that soft corner and go out and get a first down. They did the flush job well, but they didn't do the contain part of it.
1st and 10 Jets at their own 34. Baxter is the man in motion. Esiason to throw it quickly, and does quickly, to Chris Burkett. Another Jet first down. That's the thing about him. He gets rid of it quickly. He only drops about 5 yards.
And you know, he's one of those guys, when he gets a hot streak going, he can keep it going. I mean, you look here at his completion percentage, 72%, and he can get on those rolls, you know, where he gets 12, 15 in a row, that type of thing going.
He did that last Sunday night against New England. Completed his first 13. Could have been more than that. There's Burkett in motion. This is Baxter. No, it isn't. Right side. Johnny Johnson, who we were told would get more work today.
Yeah, we talked about Boomer Esiason coming over here to the Jets. We talked about Ronnie Lott on defense, but one of the guys that Bruce Koslet is really impressed with is Johnny Johnson. He said, you know, he's not sure what his problems were in Phoenix, but he's been a model player and a model citizen since he's been here with the Jets.
Well, of course, when he was with Phoenix, there were rumors, there was talk that he was hard to handle, wouldn't show up on time, but Koslet says that's not true.
There was rumors about him all the way back in college at San Jose State.
Yep. He'll get another try, and he's got another first down. The Jets move to the Eagle 44, stopped by Wes Hopkins.
The Jets are doing an interesting thing. The Eagles really want to plug up the middle. They want to pass rush the middle and stop the inside run. So what happened is Boomer loosened them up by scrambling and getting to the outside. Then they bring in Johnny Johnson, and they start inside and then run the ball to the outside. So they're going to make that Eagle defense widen out a little and not be as bunched in the middle.
Johnny Johnson gets a rest. Now Blair Thomas is the lone setback behind Esiason. Comes the pressure up the middle again. pass is high. Intended for Burkett, defended by McMillan. Let's see that pressure.
Well, we talked about what the Eagles want to do is they want to get the pressure right in this lane. They want to come right up here. You see, here comes the inside pressure. That's what they want to do. They want to put 4-on-2 in there, and they got a good pickup there on Seth Joyner, and that was the block that let Boomer Esiason get rid of the ball. But that's the Eagles' defensive game plan, is pressure up the middle.
2nd and 10. Where Thomas, the ball carrier, and Thomas near another Jet first down. He's going to be a couple of yards short, but it's a good run and a good advance by Blair Thomas.
And that's the second time that they picked up Seth Joyner. Watch Joyner, right here. He's going to blitz in this thing again. Now, this can be 4 run or pass, but watch a block that they get on him right there. The freeze. The last time it was a pass block. Watch this run block. Boom, right there. That's the first block that stops the penetration and creates a hole.
I'd like to welcome those of you who watched Tampa Bay win their first and beat Detroit. Welcome to the Meadowlands, where the score is 0-0. It's 3rd and 2. It's the Jets and the Eagles. Jeff Criswell might have jumped.
I tell you, Keith Millard is one of those quick-type guys who was wound tightly early in a game, and any little thing that moved, boom, he's going to go, I'll tell you that. And it was the left tackle, Criswell.
Ball start prior to the snap, 69 offense. 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Ron Blum is the referee.
But your left tackle is right here. Criswell's going to move. And the minute he moves, boom, watch Millard fire across there. See any little movement, Millard's watching any little movement. He sees that Criswell had to block Millard. Criswell was blocking down on Millard. He left a little early.
They need 7. On 3rd down, Baxter remains behind Boomer. There's Moore in motion. Pass is caught from Esiason to Burkett. Right now, let's send you back to New York to our studios for a baseball update.
All right, Pat, and it's all over in Atlanta. Greg McMichael strikes out Darryl Boston of the Colorado Rockies. The Braves win 5-3. If the Dodgers beat the Giants later on today, the Braves are champions of the National League West. Pat?
So the Atlanta Braves have succeeded in putting more pressure on the Giants. Now they have to win to force that playoff. 1st and 10 here. The Jets on the move for the opening kickoff. This is Blair Thomas. Thomas swings down close to the 20, stopped by Seth Joyner.
You know, Seth Joyner plays that left side of the defense, and most of the running has been at that side and at Seth Joyner. We were talking to Joyner last night, and he says that he knew when they didn't sign Reggie White in the offseason that he was going to see more running on his side. So what did he do about it? He added 5 pounds. He said because when he had Reggie and them there, he didn't have to worry about running at him too much, but he could see it coming in the offseason that they were going to run at him.
2nd and 7. If anybody can handle that pressure, it's Seth Joyner. That's Johnny Johnston. Hammers it down inside the 10. Broken tackle. Out of bounds by Millard at about the 7.
And he broke a tackle by a good one. That good one is number 56 right here. Watch Byron Evans, one of the best middle linebackers in football, take on a block. Johnny Johnson runs right through Byron Evans' tackle. That's what you talk about, stepping and running through a tackle.
So far, one of the things that the Jets wanted to do was keep the ball, keep it away from Randall Cunningham. And look what they've done so far. 1st and goal from the 7. Baxter is the lone setback. Sizing outside, touchdown. James Thornton, the backup tight end, the ex-Chicago Bear, scores for the Jets. Wide open.
That was a great drive by the Jets. Great mixture, run and pass. Boomer even had a scramble in there. That was almost picture-perfect offense. And this is the way it ends. Here's number 80, Thornton. He's just running it and out here. It looks like they tried to get a little pick on the inside, and no one covered James Thornton.
Not only did they try to get a little pick, they got one.
They got a big pick.
The extra point by Blanchard is good. He hit the upright, but it bounced in good, and it's 7-0, first quarter. Giants Stadium in the Meadowlands. First quarter, 7:49 left. Some of the other scores, the Rams in New Orleans, 0-0, as are Minnesota and the 49ers. All those scores in the first quarter. Seattle, 7-0 over San Diego. Dallas, 36-14 final. Tampa Bay gets their first victory. The Bears win their second in a row. Kansas City over the Los Angeles Raiders. Sekahema with room. Pops it out to about the 36, where the Eagles will get their first offensive possession of the day. We'll get a look at Randall Cunningham as he goes to work.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Oldsmobile. Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers, the best hamburgers and a whole lot more. Coca-Cola Classic, always the real thing, always Coca-Cola. And by Xerox, the document company.
Back in the Meadowlands at Giant Stadium. First and 10, the Philadelphia Eagles at their own 36. The Jets lead at 7-0. First and 10 at the 36. Heath Sherman. Randall Cunningham, the Eagle quarterback, after a spectacular start. Up in front of him, the much improved offensive line. Anton Davis and Broderick Thompson, the tackles. Shad and Baldinger, the guard. Alexander, the center. There's a flag on that last play. Walker, Heath Sherman, Barnett, and Calvin Williams wide. Mark Bavaro, who played so many games here as the Giant tight end, is now the Eagle tight end. Holding against the Eagles is the penalty. So that'll make it first and 20 from the Eagle 26. Sherman and Walker behind Cunningham. Safety man Ronnie Lott troops up. Cunningham gives over the right side, continued his fake. Heath Sherman, the ball carrier, stopped by Bobby Houston and Jeff Lageman. That's the defensive setup, the front four for the Jets. Lageman and Marvin Washington, the tight ends. Marshall, the ex-Giant, and Mercereau are the tackles. The three linebackers, Lewis Clifton and Bobby Houston. And the secondary, Hasty and Thomas, with Lott and Washington, the safeties. Second and 16. Sherman got 4. Cunningham back to throw it. It throws high. It's caught by Fred Barnett. And the Jets take the ball away from Barnett. Hasty streaking down the sidelines. Hasty still on his feet inside the 5 to the 4. They just took it away, but they're going to bring it back.
They're blowing it dead. They're blowing it dead back there. Whether they're going to say that was before the fumble recovery or not, we don't know. But that one official was standing back here and saying the ball is dead back here. I think Cunningham was throwing that to his tight end, Maurice Johnson. It went over Johnson's head.
Barnett had to jump to get it as high as it was.
Watch here, he's looking to his left. There's Johnson. You see Johnson, it went over his head right to Barnett. Barnett has the ball. Now, again, you see all those Jets, great gang tackling. Hasty comes out and just takes the ball away from him. And they blew the ball dead back there, but now it looks like they've changed it, and it is going to be the Jets' ball.
And how they decided on this location, I'm not sure. But it's the Jets' ball. You're right about that. Back at just inside the 15.
And I tell you, this Eagle team hasn't stopped the Jets yet. They got that first drive. They had the ball over 7 minutes, 11 plays, 78 yards, 4 passes and 7 runs. Good mixture. The Jets offense really has the Eagles on their heel.
Baxter is the deep back. Blair Thomas is with him. And that's Baxter. Eagles up quickly, led by Eric Allen and Seth Joyner. Let's go back and see if we can figure out why they marked the ball where they marked it.
Well, James Hasty is number 40. He's the guy that took the ball away from Fred Barnett, and you can see right there, it looks like right there, his right foot is on the line.
That's where they marked it. James Hasty took it away from Barnett while Barnett was still up. One of the officials stayed back where Barnett was, but the rest said the Jets have it. And it's 2nd and 10. Touchdown to Mitchell from Esiason. Boy, you talk about having them back on their heels.
And you talk about a team going out and making something happen. The Jets are doing that today. Their offense takes the ball, boom, right down the field. The defense comes in. The defense gets a turnover, gives it to him. Esiason comes back. The first touchdown he threw was a tight end, Thornton. The second one is a starting tight end, Mitchell. He just throws that post into him, zips it right in there.
The extra point is good, and it's 14-0. Blanchard for the extra point. Here's the touchdown.
Johnny Mitchell is going to be one of his favorite receivers all year.
Very quickly, the Jets lead the Eagles 14-0. 5:36 left to play in the first quarter. The Eagles have only run 2 plays. To kick it off. High kick to Sikahema. Got some room. To the 37-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over.
You know, Pat, last night when we were talking to Seth Joyner, he was talking about the new thing that really bothers where you get double tight ends together running patterns. Then when you add the fullback to it, what the Jets did was flood a zone. Now you say, what's flooding the zone mean? Means getting 3 of them. We can stop it right here. We got the back short. Here's 1 tight end here, and here's the 3rd guy. 3 guys in this zone, and then Mitchell is going to be the deep one and the touchdown. That is tough to cover.
1st and 10, the Eagles. Calvin Williams is the man in motion. Here's Cunningham. If that's a catch, that's a heck of a catch. Incomplete.
I'll tell you, the other thing that was a heck of a thing was Jeff Lageman, the right defensive end of the Jets, knocked Cunningham down just after he threw that ball. In fact, if the Jets are going to get any pressure from their front 4, it's probably going to be from Jeff Lageman.
Jeff, of course, coming back from very serious knee surgery. Spent the whole of last year almost in rehabilitation. Walker comes in motion. Steve Sherman struggles outside the 40. Pickup of 4 or 5.
You know, Jeff Lageman has been the guy that's been the leader of that Jet team, and then he was injured last year, and then he had to come back this year. Now they bring in Boomer Esiason, they bring in Ronnie Lott, but I think the resident leader of this team is this guy right here, Jeff Lageman.
As they say, his motor is always running.
Rich Kotite says he knows, and he says he's an excellent pass rusher. The Eagles today would like to run at him.
3rd and 6. Screen pass to Walker. Walker gets to about the 45 and is knocked backwards at that point. Not enough for a first down.
And I'll tell you, that time Leonard Marshall knocked Randall Cunningham down. Now again, this doesn't go anywhere in the stats, but watch Marshall 70, the ball's thrown, and boom, they've just given one shot. And when you're 300 pounds and you give a guy what looks like a little shot, he hits that ground pretty hard. They put Cunningham down twice.
And backward. Fiegels. The Eagle punter to Clifford Hicks. And Hicks gets to about the 23 and knocked out of bounds at that point. And again, the Jets will take over. Derek Oden made the stop. It's 14-0. 14-0 the Jets over the Eagles. 4:04 left in the first quarter. Atlanta has already won. They're in the top of the second in Los Angeles. No score there as yet. The Giants must win to force the playoff. First and 10, Jets at their own 23. Sison to Blair Thomas. Thomas on a quick draw, stopped by Wes Hopkins. Richie Kotite, whose team is 3-0 and one of the 3 unbeaten teams in the NFL. The Giants and New Orleans, the other 2. Second down and 5 at the 28. That's Mitchell I beg your pardon. It's Moore in motion. That was Brad Baxter pounding over the right side. Not enough for a first down, but close. Byron Evans made the stop.
You know, if you look at the right side of that Jet offensive line, Theopeli Malamala and Dwayne White, I mean, there's some size. If you're going to pick a side to run, look at the size. I mean, here's a guy that's about 320 pounds. There's another 310. You know, and then you got a tight end blocker. Why not run to that side? I mean, that's where you got your big guys. I mean, you just put your big old guys. They turn them backwards, sideways, and everything. See what they did to Keith Millard? They really have to run right.
All they really have to do is get in front of you. Here's Sison quickly to Mitchell. He hung on and got another first down. The ball appeared to be almost loose as Wes Hopkins was wrestling with him, with Mitchell.
And that was a perfect pass by Boomer Esiason. He zipped it in. We were talking about which way to run. Look, only one time to the left for 5 years. So far, they've run 9 times to the right for 52 yards. Part of that may be the way they want to go, but the other part, I think, is that big right tackle, Malamala, and that big right guard, White.
Moore was the man in motion. This is Blair Thomas. Looking for room and not finding much. Stopped again by Hopkins. He has made a lot of tackles so far.
You know, that's one of the things. They talk about the 8-man front. The Jets do a lot of that. Your 7 men would be your defensive line and your linebackers. And then when you get a safety involved in the running game, that's what constitutes the 8-man front. And today we have some good safeties. I mean, some good hitting safeties with Wes Hopkins on the Eagles. And then, of course, on the other side, you got Brian Washington and Ronnie Lott of the Jets. Those are 3 good hitting safeties.
That double tight end setup, this time to the left for the Jets. Now Thornton comes in motion, and the handoff is to Johnson. And he has been indeed quite an addition. First down, Jets. Byron Evans knocked him out of bounds.
I tell you, Dwayne White got just enough a block on Mike Flores. Looked like Flores was going to get some penetration there, and then White gets him and lets Johnny Johnson get to the outside. Watch White, he's the right guard here. Now watch him when he gets right there at that position. You see, he just gave him there, and he turned him back to the inside so that Johnson could get around that corner.
Johnson again is the lone setback. Sison back to throw it, trying to set up a screen, wasn't there. So Boomer takes off. like about a 3-yard gain for Esiason.
Keith Millard made a great read on that play, Pat. It was going to be a screen to the tight end on the right. Millard starts to rush, and he reads it. Now, it's going to be a screen over here. These guys are going to be in screen, and Millard is going to come off. When he sees the screen, he's going to come out there, and Boomer can't throw it. If we can run it here, now stop it here. You see right here, he's trying to throw the screen here, but he can't do it because it's covered good by Millard and Floyd, so he just takes off and goes to the left.
Johnson this time did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Millard was injured earlier. Went back to the bench. It looked as if his knee might be bothering him, but he seems to be okay now. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Jets 14, the Eagles nothing. Jets 14, Eagles nothing. Jim Sweeney. Right ankle is the problem.
You know, an interesting thing here, if you look there just above his ankle that they're taping, he got a tattoo right there, and that's his English bulldog named Spike. Now, that's an offensive lineman. I mean, you know, you put a tattoo in your leg. Okay, who are you going to tattoo? You tattoo your dog. If you got a dog, it's an English bulldog, and his name's Spike.
Gotta be Spike.
Perfect for Jim Sweeney.
Right now, it's not too much perfect for Jim Sweeney. He's been replaced. Esiason's throw is high. And look at these first quarter statistics. 9 first down for the Jets, none for the Eagles. They wanted to keep the ball away from Randall Cunningham, and look at the time.
They've done that. They've wanted to be able to run the ball, the Jets have, and they've done that. They haven't had any turnovers. Those are all 3 things right in a row that they wanted to be able to do.
Punter usually kicks to his left and does again. Aiming for the out of bounds, gets it out of bounds. Let's see where. Between the 15 and the 10, about the 12. So the Eagles will take over at their own 12. 14:52 left to play in the first half. At Giant Stadium, the Jets 14. The Eagles nothing. That's Heath Sherman trying to get around the corner, stopped by Kyle Clifton, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, here we are in the second quarter, and the Eagles just haven't gotten anything started yet. I mean, they've been on their heels on defense, and offensively they haven't gotten anything started because they've had a turnover, and 2, they just haven't had the ball long enough to get the ball started. Yeah,
right.
They have to have the ball, y'all.
It's a good idea if you're going to score. Second down, about 8. Now is Walker in motion. Cunningham gets it to Fred Barnett. The last time they completed that pass to Barnett, it turned out to be a disaster.
Let's watch the blocking here. Now, this is what, you know, it really takes. If you're going to do something, you have to, it all starts with good pass protection. And you see the left side of the line there, they get on Lageman. That's the guy that they're worried about who's going to give them the pressure. I think right there, Broderick Thompson was a little too soft on that one. I mean, you can't let Lageman take that angle and come that tight to your quarterback.
Broderick Thompson has done a remarkable job in moving from the right side, where he played most of his entire career, over to the left tackle spot. People don't realize what an adjustment that is.
Yeah, I mean, everything that, you know, is your outside on one side is your inside when you go to the left side, and everything that's your inside is your outside, and everything is backward. And he said when he came, he said, I'll play any position but left tackle, and that's where they put him.
That's where he wound up. Here's Cunningham. Fake to Sherman. Looks at Walker. Picked off by Ronnie Lott. Bavaro was reaching, but the Jets have it.
Randall Cunningham said during the week, he said when you play against Ronnie Lott, you always have to know where he is. It didn't look like he knew where he was. Watch, you can see 42 there. Randall's coming off a play fake. He's going to move a little to his right. He gets pressure there. And if he knew where Ronnie Lott was, he shouldn't have thrown it because he threw it right to Green 42. When you talk about football players, I think Ronnie Lott is a guy. If you say, what is a defensive football player? What is it all about? I think you look at Ronnie Lott.
What is leadership?
What is toughness? What is hitting? What is football?
He furnishes it all. That's Blair Thomas. Down to about the Eagle 27. Stopped by Wes Hopkins again.
You know, Ronnie Lott, you talk about what he brings to it. Now, he's not as fast, he's not as quick as he used to be, but I've always said that of all the players that I've talked to in the National Football League, Ronnie Lott knows more about football than any player in this league.
And he can communicate how he feels about the game. Not that he has to, he does it by example.
Yeah, when he comes to hit you, I mean, he brings a full load with him.
Second down. Esiason to throw it. Pass is caught by Burkett. Good throw, good catch. Nobody else is going to catch that ball if Burkett didn't.
And that's the thing that Boomer will do. He'll throw it to everyone. Burkett, you see what he did there? He got a push-off. That's the thing. That's not legal, but big guys do that. You know, if you can just get him. Eric Allen had pretty good coverage, but Burkett took that left arm, pushed him off a little, then could run that out, and then come back and then go up. Both of these receivers, outside receivers, are tall guys, and they can both jump.
Johnny Johnson is the lone setback. He gets the carry. The Eagles plug it up in a hurry. Byron Evans, the first man there.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, they've been getting Byron Evans blocked. I mean, if you're playing a four-man line, as the Eagles play on defense, your middle linebacker has to make most of the tackles against the run. And I think that's the first tackle that I remember Byron Evans making at the line of scrimmage against the run.
Well, don't forget he has that broken thumb on one hand, and he was telling us a couple of weeks ago he can do everything else, but he just can't wrap up when he starts to tackle.
And I think that's what happened earlier in the game. Remember when Johnny Johnson on that he ran right through a Byron Evans tackle.
Here comes the blitz. Esiason has to throw off the back foot, but he does to Mitchell. Touchdown. His second of the day. Esiason's third.
And all three touchdowns have been to the tight ends. I would say, if anything, the Eagle defense had better start watching those tight ends. Johnny Mitchell second. The first one was to James Thornton. And Boomer Esiason is getting excellent protection. That time William Thomas came on a blitz, almost got there, and Boomer had to get rid of the ball to Johnny Mitchell, and he did for a touchdown.
The key word you just used is almost. He didn't get there. He almost did.
And in this first half, that's happened about 4 or 5 times where the Eagles were almost there on Boomer, but not there in time. And you got to give a lot of that to Boomer for getting rid of the ball quickly.
Oh, he said before he had to throw off the back foot. He did, but he still got it there. He's a big, strong guy. The extra point by Blanchard is good. 21-0 with 11:38 left to play in the first half. The Jets in control from the outset. The Jets 21, the Eagles nothing. 2 touchdowns for Johnny Mitchell. His first multiple touchdown game ever.
You know, and it all started again with that turnover, that pass interception by Ronnie Lott. The Jets defense have gotten 2 turnovers, and the Jets offense have created 14 points out of those 2 turnovers.
Aguiar's kickoff sailing to Sycamore, about 2 yards deep in the end zone.
You
he's come close to breaking a couple already. And he comes close again for the 28.
Let's watch his touchdown pass. It's a little street move here by Johnny Mitchell. What he does, he comes here and he goes like he's going to block, then he falls down on the ground. That's how you get lost. Then he gets up and comes across the field. Yeah, that's what you do. You go like you're going to block, and then you go down on the ground. You see, then you roll around, and then they don't see you. And then you get up, and they say, where'd that guy come from? He was on the ground. That's with Clyde Simmons. In fact, that's how you react after the guy cuts you and rolls on the ground and gets up and scores a touchdown.
Doesn't make you happy.
You throw your hat.
Fake to Walker. Cunningham. To James Joseph. A running back who also doubles as a tight end. Boomer's calling home.
They're probably talking about the success that they had. I mean, there's nothing that they haven't been able to do. This guy here has caught 2 touchdown passes already. They've been able to run. They've been able to play pass. They've been able to fake a block, get up, cross, catch touchdown passes.
So far, it's been a day for the tight ends. Thornton got the other touchdown. The backup tight end. Herschel Walker gets the carry. Herschel broke a couple of tackles. He got out for a gain of about 9. Stopped by Bobby Houston.
That was one of the things that Rich Kotite said that they wanted to do was, of course, be able to run the ball, but then when they did run, to run to the left side. I mean, he thinks that Jeff Lageman is a good pass rusher, but he thinks that one thing that he's not as good against the run, and you can't run at him.
Walker's the lone setback. They're going to have to hurry to get this one underway. They do. Walker again. And Herschel. Good yardage left side down to about the 41-yard line of the Jets. The first time the Eagles have been across midfield.
And that's the thing you have to do. You don't have the ball enough to probe, so then when you get it, you have to probe. And that's what the Eagles are doing now. They're going through a probing, and they're finding a little something, some running on their left side.
Well, Richie Kotite was saying last night, I think you have to run at Lageman. He can rush the passer, yes. We have to worry about that, yes. But when we run, we have to run at him. Cunningham. Summerall. Out of bounds at the Jet 35 by Bobby Houston.
You know, one of the things that the Eagles were talking about doing today, and they haven't done it in this first half, and maybe they'll wait until the second half to do it, is go with a no-huddle offense. They have that in for this game, and not a hurry-up offense, but Rich Kotite says that he feels that Randall Cunningham feels a lot more comfortable in that environment, you know, like the come-from-behind type stuff.
Plus, we can keep some of their defensive substitutions off the field. Cunningham to Joseph. James Joseph, an Eagle first down. Stopped by Mo Lewis.
And I think this may be the first time they're going into the no huddle, Pat. In fact, this is it.
Not a 2-minute drill, not a panic, as you said. Just let's get it underway in a hurry. Cunningham back. Outside to Joseph. The Jets were there in a hurry on defense. Flag down on the play. This has got to be against the New York Jets.
I would think if I were going to come up with a no-huddle play and try and catch a defense off balance, it would be something other than a screen pass.
Mercereau and Marshall were in the area when Joseph went down. Let's see what happened.
56 defense. 5 yards from the end of the run. Repeat first down.
Lageman.
I'll tell you one thing about Lageman. He had a hustle to get that face mask because he was lined up on the other side and he ran all the way across the field. In fact, they're taking Lageman and Marshall out now. The Jets do that. They change defensive linemen. They rotate them to keep them fresh. This is their second unit in there now.
And they say there's not much difference between the first unit and the second unit.
I'll tell you, the thing that they're going against, they're putting a second unit in, though, against something new and different, this no-huddle offense. Of course, if the officials stand over the ball and don't let them snap it, then no-huddle has nothing to do with it.
Right. You can talk all you want to. Cunningham still delivering the message.
Dave Alexander, the center, calls the blocking.
1st and 9. All kind of pointing going on. Broderick Thompson might have moved too early.
Yeah, and Carl Wilson was the right defensive end on Broderick Thompson, and he touched his helmet.
False start prior to the snap, 76 offense.
And that was Broderick Thompson. And, you know, a lot of times you try something new, you're going to throw him off balance, you're going to confuse him, and watch him, here he is. And what it does is it just confuses your own guy. You see, he just had a little flinch there, just enough. Wilson gets up, touches him on the helmet.
1st and 14. Cunningham's pass is complete to Fred Barnett. It'll be 1st and goal. Well, that's a good throw.
It had to be a good throw. Eric Thomas, number 22 of the Jets, really had pretty good coverage. Watch him. He's going to be right there on Fred Barnett. Good pass protection. You know, and they talk about Cunningham being able to run and do all this stuff, but I'll tell you, he can zip the ball. There's not many other guys that can zip and put the zip on the ball like Randall Cunningham.
It's a little windy here today, but that doesn't bother a throw like that. Here's Walker. And he bounced to the outside and rambles into the end zone. Herschel Walker never lost his balance from 8 yards out.
And that's the one thing about Herschel Walker, and the one thing you learn in playing against Herschel Walker is you have to wrap him up. They had him stopped on the inside, then he bounced out. They should have had him stopped again. They put in that second defense, and it didn't do the job. You got to wrap up. You got to wrap up your tackles. The Eagles on this drive took it to him. Took it to him with the run.
Matt Barr for the extra point. With the punter, Jeff Beagles, the holder in this case. Mentioned before, it's a little bit on the windy side. Matt Barr is used to that in this stadium. Total yards still favor the Jets.
Watch Herschel Walker on the touchdown. He starts in here. Boom, he stops. There's a solid wall here. Then he just bounces it to the outside. Again, no one tackles him. No one wraps him up. That's pretty good blocking, though.
Barr's kickoff is handled by Terrence Mathis. And he's down at the 20.
You know, it looked like one of those things on Herschel Walker's run there for a touchdown. It looked like it was one of those things, you got him, I'll get him. And no one got him. Watch him. He just runs to the inside right here. We just stop it right here. You see everyone is stopped. They're all inside. No one makes a play. And then they get out there, and it's just too late by the time James Hasty gets over here.
No one wraps him up. Until he started to relax, then Hasty arrived. Boomer back to throw. Mitchell taken down by Byron Evans. For a baseball update, let's again send you back to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Pat, at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, Dave Hansen base hit just out of the reach of a diving Robbie Thompson gets Kevin Gross home. 1-0 Dodgers. Giants have to win this game in order to force a playoff with the Braves tomorrow night, Pat.
It's 21-7, the Jets over the Eagles. 2nd and 5 for Megan. Will not get the first down, only got about a yard. Stopped by Byron Evans.
You know, one thing about Randall Cunningham, you know, and he knows that they know how to come from behind. And I think that's what they're talking about. I mean, you know, that if they've been behind, they were behind against the Green Bay Packers. Remember, they had that great comeback. They were behind against the Washington Redskins.
Another great comeback.
Right, and it's a 4-quarter game. And I felt that that last drive that they had was the first time that in their probing they got anything going.
They looked very confident in getting it done, as the Jets did earlier. Third down. Boomer back to throw it. Almost picked off. Could have been by Eric Allen. He had a clean shot and a clean field in front of him. He's done it so many times.
Yeah, and he knows that that would have been a touchdown, too. We just got word that as we see Fred Barnett that he injured his knee and he is out for the game. And so part of that comeback, Fred Barnett should be a big part of it, but he's not going to be in today's game.
They have a capable replacement in Victor Bailey, but he's not Fred Barnett.
And that's why we saw Randall Cunningham talking with Bailey on the sideline.
Aguiar back to kick. Sakahema, fair catch. Out of bounds at the 34. So the Eagles take over. 5:40 left to play in the second quarter. 21-7 Jets. The MetLife blimp soaring overhead on this delightful day in the Meadowlands. An airship travels over 60,000 miles a year covering network sports events. That sounds like Madden cruiser mileage.
Yeah, but they get to sit up there and watch a game. And then they get to watch golf and they watch tennis and everything, don't they?
Yeah. Probably a little bit better view than you have. First, Cunningham, Bailey to about the 42, a gain of 7 or 8. Eric Thomas knocked him out of bounds. 2nd and 3. Bailey is a big guy, and they think he's going to be a pretty good receiver. 6'2" and 190. That's Heath Sherman. Behind the line, stopped by Mercereau.
Yeah, I think the Jets finally figured out what they were going to do. The Eagles, we talked about them probing, and they were probing, so they were going to run. They know that they were going to run to this side. So part of it is to get the nose tackle involved, and he can come over and help on runs to that side, too. You see him? Mercereau just jumped that thing. He was lined up over the center, and he just went boom, and he jumped to the right before the ball was even snapped.
Alexander had no chance to cut him off. That was his assignment. Here's Cunningham. First down. Bailey.
Victor Bailey's one of those guys that Randall Cunningham told us about that he knew right from the get-go that was going to be a good one. He took him in the summer and in training camp, and he's been playing as a third wide receiver on this team.
Again, no huddle. Cunningham quickly set to go. Bailey. 3 straight. About a yard short of a first down. Stopped by Eric Thomas.
We saw it when the defense was on the field. We saw Randall Cunningham talking to Victor Bailey, and probably some of these plays that he knew he was going to call, he probably talked to Bailey about his assignments and what he was going to do on them.
Walker is split wide left this time. They give him to Heath Sherman for the first down.
This is a formation that they call black formation. Brown formation is 2 running backs in the backfield. Black formation is 1 running back in the backfield and then running back out as a wide receiver.
John, one thing you have to say about the Eagles, even when it was 21-0, you never got the feeling that they were in a state of panic.
No, because I think, the experience of the Green Bay game, the experience of the Redskin game, I think that helped them, that they knew that they can be behind and they can still come back and win a game.
This is an Eagle timeout. That means they have 2 left in the first half. Lead the Eagles 21-7, 3:10 left to play in the first half. Jets jumped out and controlled 21-0 early.
Yeah, we talk about Victor Bailey being a pleasant surprise for this Eagle team. The other guy is a running back, Vaughn Hebron, and he's in there, I think, for the first time in this game, Pat. He's in there at running back.
He has tried to get in before, but hasn't been successful. He can break some things. Here's Cunningham, chased by Marshall. Downs it. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. Arm was going forward.
And Cunningham's hurt.
Randall Cunningham has to limp to the side.
Yeah, he's hurt. I mean, he didn't get in position to take that thing. He wasn't a runner. He started to run, and then he tried to get rid of the ball, and he got hit at that point between being a runner and being a passer. I think if he were a runner, he would have been all right. But you see, he jumped and tried to throw the ball, and one guy had him down below, and one guy had him up above.
Looked like his left knee or left ankle. You could see it buckle just at the last instant. Bubby Brister is the backup quarterback for the Eagles. He's had no time to warm up.
And that was the same knee that Randall Cunningham injured 2 years ago. Remember, he was out for the season, had major reconstructive surgery on that knee. And again, he just got caught in a jump. You know, he always jumped, and he likes to jump because he believes if you get your feet out of the ground, those things can't happen to you. But he jumped, got his feet out of the ground. Then when they went back into the ground is when that happened to him. That is a blow.
Brister is the quarterback on 2nd and 10. The handoff is to Hebron. Down to about the 32. He is very, very quick. Also tough.
You know, they're putting a brace or air cast on
like his
Randall
ankle.
Cunningham's ankle and leg. I think it's the whole leg, Pat. It's a brace that goes around the foot, but it looked like it goes up the leg too.
I really couldn't tell how far up it goes. 3rd and 3. James Joseph behind Brister, who's not sure, and calls a timeout. They have one left now. Randall Cunningham. They're still looking at that left leg. Otto Davis, the trainer, on the left. Randall Cunningham preparing to get on the stretcher, it appears. John?
Hey, you're going to see, you know, Mercereau comes over the top, and you see that left leg is locked in there, and it could be the ankle or the knee, but they rolled right over that left leg.
Here's the handoff to Hebron. He's close to a first down.
And we were watching on the sideline, and they were putting an air cast on there, you know, where they put like a brace, and then they pump it up with air. Again, you don't know if it's the knee or the ankle. Where they have the cast is in the area of the ankle.
It looks more like the ankle. You pointed out it was the left leg, the left knee that he had problems with the year before last. That appears to be not the problem. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Statue of Liberty, of course. A beautiful view of the harbor, but not to Randall Cunningham. Our information is it's his left ankle, and they're taking him in for x-rays, not the knee. They did not make the first down. Let me correct what I said before we went to that last commercial. Hebron, I thought, had the first down. He did not. So it's 4th and about a half yard. Sherman and Walker. That's Joseph in motion. And the handoff is to Heath Sherman. First down and more. To the 15-yard line of the Jets. And that, indeed, is the first down.
There was a great cutback by Heath Sherman. He started up the middle and felt the soft zone right to his left. If you look, he's going to start up the middle, then he's going to feel a soft area right in this area right here, and he's going to break it back there. You see, he takes the ball. There it is, right there. There's the soft area. He sees it, hits it perfectly.
They got the good block on Marshall. Brister. Incomplete. Intended for Calvin Williams. Knocked away by Kyle Clifton. From above, looking down at the capacity crowd, don't forget to stay with us for Greg and Terry at the half, scores and highlights, and a special news report from CBS News, the situation in Russia. 2nd and 10. Bobby Brister, the quarterback, after so many years with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Victor Bailey lined up on the wrong side. Did you see that? He lined up by Calvin Williams. Calvin Williams pushed him and said, get over on the other side. Bobby Brister knew that that was a play that wasn't going to work because they couldn't even line up in the right formation.
And he took the timeout.
Bailey's shaking his head. He knows that one was his fault. That was something. He ran over to Calvin Williams, and Calvin Williams just pushed him and said, you don't belong here. You're on the other side. Then Brister's up there, and he's looking, and he sees that happen. He knows he has to get out of it. But watch right here. This is Bailey right here. Now watch Calvin Williams when he comes over there. See him push him? Say, get over there to the other side. Brister sees all that and says, hey, that's no way to start a play.
So that's their last timeout.
Now, this is one of the things, when you lose a quarterback, it's not that, Bobby Brister hasn't played. He's an 8-year veteran, but during the week, you can only prepare one quarterback. So that quarterback is Randall Cunningham, and he gets all the reps. So a guy like Bobby Brister has to be able to do it without a lot of practice.
And I don't care how many years you played, that was with another team, under another system. So it's still new. He starts Bailey in motion. Brister gets it to Victor Bailey. Down to the 10. Kyle Clifton wrestles him down at that point. 3rd down.
And now Bobby Brister is going to try and run the no huddle.
Out of timeouts.
Now he has to huddle up too.
He's going to make sure everybody's got the message, he hopes. And I think there's a hope in there. 3rd down. Brister to throw it. Outside to Bavaro. Touchdown.
Hey, that's a heck of an effort by Bavaro getting in there. It's a heck of an effort by Bobby Brister. Randall Cunningham being injured. You have to come in. You're cold. You get something like this going. But watch Bavaro. Now, again, he's going to run an out pattern. He's going to run up. And now, right now, he's going to cut to the outside. Brister hits him with a perfect pass, and right here, he has to dive to get in the end zone, get that ball across the goal line, breaking the play.
So the Eagles have bounced right back. 12 plays. They went 65 yards. Bavaro the touchdown. And Matt Barr adds the extra point to make it 21-14.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. You watch from behind Bobby Brister. See, he's rolling a little. He's only looking at Bavaro. In fact, he even rolls to that side and makes a perfect throw to him. Then Bavaro comes under control. He lets the defensive back commit, and then he just dives over the top. But Brister knew that he was going to Bavaro all the way. He watched him all the way. He even rolled a little to his right.
Bobby Houston took a wave at the ball as it came by. But it was a mistimed wave, and Brister and the Eagles did a heck of a job to get that ball in after Cunningham went down.
And you watch Eric Thomas, number 22, he comes up. Bavaro's not going to run over him. You see right here? Just comes under control and then just kind of lets him have a limp leg and goes right over. Now again, once the ball breaks the plane, it's a touchdown, and once there's a touchdown, it can't be a fumble.
It's the ball. And as you said, John, once the ball breaks the plane, what happens after that, unless it's unnecessary roughness or taunting or one of those things, is inconsequential.
There's Boomer Esiason with Bruce Coslett looking at the game plan. Coslett is one of those head coaches who calls the offensive plays.
Barr's kickoff to Mathis. Terrence Mathis at the 2. Into the arms of the Eagle defenders, and the coverage is good. To bring you up to date on the baseball situation, the Braves, the Atlanta Braves, already have won. The Dodgers are beating the Giants in the bottom of the 4th, 2-0. The Giants must win that game in order to force a playoff at Candlestick tomorrow. 10:35 tomorrow night on ESPN, if they have to do that. But first of all, the Giants have to win. The Jets have decided just to let it run out and finish the half and regroup.
I tell you, that was a big drive after Randall Cunningham was injured. Bobby Brister came in and took him down for a touchdown. That kept this Philadelphia Eagle team in the game.
That and the confidence of Richie Kotite and the rest of his Eagle squad. That's the end of the first half. The score then is the New York Jets 21, the Eagles 14.
CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? Your Allstate agent for home, auto, life, and business insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by AT&T, we help put your world within reach. Of the National Football League is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, where safety, reliability, and performance are never optional. Hewlett-Packard, DeskJet, and LaserJet printers. McDonald's, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now.
That's the score at the half at the Meadowlands. The Jets 21, the Eagles 14. First half statistics. Look at the first quarter. First of all, the Jets 9 first downs, the Eagles none, and time of possession 12:02 to 2:58. Look how it turned around in that second quarter. The Eagles 10 first downs, the Jets only 2.
And the other thing is the Eagles then started to get some running. You see this number right here. I think that is the thing that really loosened them up. They started getting some rushing, and they were able to find some running on that left side of their offense. Then that opened thing up. Of course, then Randall Cunningham went down, and that looked real bad. Now watch what happened. Here's Marvin Washington, 97. He comes and gets him from the top. Mercereau comes over the top, and then his left leg gets caught underneath. Watch Randall Cunningham's left leg. There's Washington. There's Mercereau. Watch the left leg caught under there, and it looks like it's not the knee. And maybe it's not the ankle either. It could be that bone between the ankle and the knee.
Could be. The good news, if there is any about that, is that it is not Randall Cunningham's knee. Bobby Brister came on after the injury to Cunningham and threw the touchdown pass that got the Eagles closer and made it 21-14 at the half. The touchdown pass to Bavaro Aguiar to kick it off deep and out of the end zone as Bai Sikahema watches it sail.
You want to know which way the wind's blowing? I think you just found out on that one.
Yep.
Kicked that one almost out in New Jersey. Look at that wind. I mean, that's the thing. You play here, and you're always going to play the Jets and their defense, and then you have to play that wind too. Or you play the Giants and their defense in that wind. That's always, seems every time, someplace in the game, that seems to be a factor here in the Meadowlands.
And in talking to Matt Barr before the game, he said whatever the way it appears to be blowing on top of the stadium, down on the field, it's the opposite direction.
And that drives kickers crazy.
Brister gives to Heath Sherman. Left side, maybe a couple.
Jeff Lageman played that trap well. Brian Baldinger, the right guard, pulled. He was going to try a trap, and they just closed it down. That's the way you play a trap. Is you watch the trap is going to come from this side here, and you just trap the trapper right at the point. Watch 62 Baldinger comes right there. See, Lageman takes that thing on, and there's no hole at all. He took on Baldinger and kept him right there in the hole.
And fought to get back inside of him and fill the hole. 2nd and 8. And that's Walker in motion. Brister hustles up out of the pocket, incomplete, intended for Walker. Flag on the play. Defended by Brian Washington, but a penalty marker down.
I think the big key for these Eagles, again, is going to be able to run the ball. If they're able to run the ball, then I think Bobby Brister's going to be able to do the other things with this team. If they can't run the ball, I don't think he can take it all on his shoulders.
Well, it's a total change from Cunningham to Brister. As good as Brister is and was in the great years in Pittsburgh, he's not as mobile as Randall Cunningham.
No, and he's not a high percentage passer. When he was at Pittsburgh, he threw for like 52%, and he'll throw some touchdown passes.
There's no foul on the play.
There is no foul on the play. Unhappiness registered by Richie Kotite. Zeke Bratkowski to his left. Let's look at it again.
Brian Washington is number 48. Did he hit him before the ball gets there? It looked like he had that left arm on him before the ball got there.
Left arm and a whole body.
I don't know. I don't know how they decided. Maybe they decided Herschel wouldn't have caught that ball anyway.
I think he would have, though.
Yeah, and I don't know what they would have a meeting for and come up with. It's no foul. It sure looked like one from here, and on television it looked like one.
Why have a meeting? That's Sherman. They tried the draw play on 3rd. Mo Lewis had it diagnosed perfectly.
And you see who's up there besides Mo Lewis, both of them. See 42 and 48 walking up there. If you get the line and linebackers involved in the run, that's 7 guys. If you get one safety involved, that's 8 men against the run. When you get both safeties, that's 9 men up there against the run, and that's what the Jets had.
So Jeff Fiegels will have to punt. Gets it off. Clifford Hicks signals fair catch. They lost it, but got it back. Right now, let's go for a report to Leslie Visser.
Pat, Randall Cunningham has a fracture of his left fibula. It is the same leg that was reconstructed 2 years ago. No surgery has been scheduled at the moment, but this is typically an injury that can take 6 to 8 weeks to heal. He's in tremendous pain now. He's in the locker room on the training table being iced. The only person in there with him is his brand new wife, Felicity. Pat?
Thanks, Leslie. That's official then. A broken fibula.
Yeah, and the fibula is the bone. It's above the ankle and below the knee. It's that bone between the ankle and the knee.
And 6 to 8 weeks is certainly an early diagnosis, but a possible diagnosis. Esiason has his tight end Mitchell. And Mitchell cuts away from 2 tacklers. Mitchell's still on his feet. He's going to score. His 3rd of the day. 65 yards. Esiason to Mitchell. Big day for tight end.
Hey, watch the fake here that Boomer Esiason makes. Boomer Esiason's one of the best ball handlers in football. Now watch the fake he makes there. And then he puts the ball down here. See, he fakes the run high. Now he wants to hold all these guys so that his tight end can get deep. Then he comes out of the fake and he finds Johnny Mitchell up the sideline. Then after Mitchell makes that catch, gets open, he makes a heck of a run across the grain for the touchdown.
The extra point by Blanchard is good. And it's 28 to 14. Esiason, watch him hide it.
No one hides it better. And then he looks up and look what he finds. He finds a wide open Johnny Mitchell. And then look what Johnny Mitchell does after he's found wide open. That's some poor tackling and some good running by Mitchell.
28-14. 28-14, the Jets lead the Eagles. 13-16 left in the third quarter. Pat Summerall with John Madden. It's been a big day for the tight ends.
5 touchdowns today by tight ends. 3 by Johnny Mitchell, 1 by James Thornton, and 1 by Mark Bavaro.
Esiason 9 out of 12, 4 touchdowns. Aguiar to kick it off. Sikahema back deep for the Eagles. Out of bounds, he didn't touch it. They'll bring it to the 35.
Yeah, watch this play again. This is the formation that has really given people trouble. 2 tight ends and a wide receiver on the same side. He goes deep. Now the guy that's going to catch the ball is Mitchell right there. Now what he does is he blocks first, then he comes out on a swing. And you see he's wide open. They got a guy deep, Mitchell in the middle, and a short guy.
Remember on his second touchdown pass, he blocked first.
Right, and it was that same formation, 2 tight ends there. And then his second touchdown, he blocked, went down and hid. That time he just blocked, stopped, and then came out on a swing. That formation and that guy are really giving this Eagle defense trouble today.
The touchdown pass that Thornton caught was that same formation. The 2 tight ends right side by side. Brister gives it to Walker, and there's nothing there. Marshall, the first defender.
You know, and again, you get 2 safeties like Ronnie Lott in Washington, two tough, hard-hitting safety, like where they're half defensive back and half linebacker. And if you have to run against this team, it's going to be almost impossible to run.
2nd and 10. Brister, fake to Walker. Try to hit Joseph, incomplete. Brister looks a little bit in a hurry.
Yeah, he did, and a big part of that is this Jet defense, because the one thing that they did is they came out early and they took away the run. And then it had to go on his shoulders, and now he's playing 2nd and long, and this situation coming up 3rd and long, that's tough for any quarterback in the National Football League.
Bailey is left this time. Antone Davis and everybody else jumped.
And again, the key is stopping the run, and that's why everyone says you got to be able to run the ball, or on defense stop the run, because if you do it, you put the Eagles in the situation that they're in right now.
Prior to the snap, 78 offense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Let's see what happens. You get 2nd and 10, then you put them in 3rd and 10, and then the crowd gets into things, and then your line starts to move. You're offsides. Now you're 3rd and 15. But all these things start with stopping the run.
That makes it 3rd and 15. And the crowd really getting into it now. This time the Jets jump. Washington, the first man.
Washington is normally the defensive end. On pass downs like that, he moves in to defensive tackle. And that's where he was on that thing. That's why you saw him in the inside. You see him right here, 97. He's in here playing tackle. Now, you don't know exactly what he reacts to. He has to react to the ball. Now, maybe there's a movement of the quarterback's leg, and that's what it was. Bobby Brister moved his left leg, and Washington took off on that left leg movement.
Well, quarterbacks do that a lot when they want to start a man in motion.
Yeah, but the officials can call them. They'll warn him probably on that one.
Here's Brister. Upfield quickly to Calvin Williams, and down quickly he goes. The Eagles will have to punt.
You know, anytime Ronnie Lott's on the field, you get the feeling that the other team knows it, don't you?
They better.
You get the feeling that when Calvin Williams caught that ball, he knew Ronnie Lott was out there.
Well, almost everyone you talk to says that you better be aware of where number 42 is.
Yeah, and that's not only true when you're passing the ball, that's also true when you're running the ball.
Beagles punt. Chases Clifford Hicks back to the goal line. He dropped it. Ball's in the end zone. It could be touchdown. It could be out to the 20. Or it could be a safety. It's what furnished the impetus.
Yeah, and that's what they call a muff. I think they're saying it's a safety. In other words, if the impetus is called from the kick, then it's going to be a safety. If he catches it, and then it's a fumble. If he never catches it, it's a muff.
Momentum of the kick put the ball in the end zone.
That's exactly what they're saying. They're saying it's the momentum of the kick. In other words, the impetus is caused by the kick. He never had control. So that's not a fumble. That's called a muff. So then the muff goes in the end zone, comes out on the 20-yard line.
Right. .56 left in the third quarter. Jet ball at their own 20. Handoff is to Johnny Johnson. Well, the Esiason was talking to us yesterday about distributing the passes. Let's see what they've done today.
Well, of course, he's made a big living with those tight ends. He's thrown 6 for 6 to the tight ends, and look at that, 4 of them have been for touchdown. He hasn't thrown any to his running back, only 3 of 6 to his wide receivers. So they've been using this formation a lot, though. 2 tight ends. This formation that they're in right now has gotten them a lot of pass yardage.
2nd and 2. Johnson again. Fumble. Scramble. Eagles have it. The Eagles ball this time. Popped away from Johnson. Esiason had a shot at it, and the Eagles come up with it.
Number 51, William Thomas is the guy that ends up with it. He's the outside right linebacker. You see Thomas is out here, and we'll look at him right here. See what happens on this play. Again, it's a running play. He starts off and he hands out here to Johnson. Watch Thomas come straight down the line. Johnson gets hit right there by Tim Harris. Now watch, when Harris goes in, his left hand goes and knocks the ball right out. Boom, the left hand knocks it out. Boomer goes for it. He doesn't get it right here. It's knocked out again, and then it's ended up in William Thomas' hand.
On first down, the Eagles go over the left side with Heath Sherman for about 3 yards. 10:58 left to play in the third quarter. 28-14. The Jets at one time led 21-0.
Jets are trying to let the Eagles back in the game, although that was a heck of a play by Tim Harris. Their defensive players are getting better and better at that, getting that hand in there and knocking the ball out.
4 yards for Sherman on first down, 2nd and 6. Sherman hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard this time. Marv Washington made the stop.
I think they started and the Jets are really overloading the right side of their defense. They're stunning towards that side. They're shifting their line towards that side. Everything to stop that run on the right side of their defense or the left side of the Eagle offense.
Scott Mercereau just limped out. Limped to the sideline and is out of the Jet defensive setup now.
And Jeff Lageman is playing on this side now.
Jet. Touchdown, Calvin Williams from Brister. Brister's second of the day from 11 yards out. The Eagles this time take advantage of the turnover.
Tell you, that's how turnovers kill you. You know, it's not only that you lose the ball, the other team gets the ball, good field position, they get pumped up, come back and make big plays. And this is after the thing. Now watch Bubby Brister here. He's just going to go right back. He sees Calvin Williams all the way. In fact, that looked like the same pass pattern that beat the Washington Redskins.
Different thrower. That time it was Cunningham. Now it's Brister. Barr is good with the extra point, and it's 28-21. The Jets lead.
Yeah, we look at this touchdown again. Here's Calvin Williams, but we're going to see that we're getting 2 and 3 guys on the same side more and more. Now, they'll start, and that's the side that they're going to. That's the side that touchdowns always seem to come from.
Mathis handles the kickoff from Barr, and the Eagles again do a good job covering his kick.
You know, if we look at it, we look down at the bottom and we see there's 3 receivers. One goes in motion and now comes back. Now, if we can stop it right here, you see they get 3 guys here. Now, they're going to go out, they're going to go out, and they're going to go in. This is the one right here that catches the touchdown pass. But they're doing more and more of that, you know, getting a cluster, forming a cluster, and then getting them all grouped together, and then, boom, breaking out of the cluster and having a guy wide open.
1st and 10. Jets have drawn 19. Esiason long count. That's Baxter. Again, let's get a report from Leslie Visser.
Pat, Eagles physician Dr. Joe Torg said that he would recommend surgery for Randall in the next few days, which would include the insertion of a metal plate, but that Randall told him that he would prefer to fly to the West Coast this evening and get a second opinion from Dr. Clarence Shields, the surgeon who repaired his leg. Dr. Torg said that if all goes well, Randall could be back for the end of the season. Pat?
Thanks, Leslie. Leslie did say earlier he was in tremendous pain, so that's going to be a long flight if indeed he decides to make that trip tonight. Handoff. This is Baxter again. 1st down, Jets. Stopped by Eric McMillan.
The other thing you think when you start having, again, Randall Cunningham has a broken fibula, and you start, thinking of having to have surgeries and pins and stuff, and being a quarterback and what a quarterback has to take in this game, you just hope that, that everything goes well, and I don't think right now you worry about the end of the season.
You just hope everything goes well.
Yeah, that's right, because it's the same leg where he has the bad knee, and you just hope that they get that whole leg back in shape that he's fine.
1st and 10, Esiason back to throw. Gets away from one rusher. Pass complete to Rob Moore. Fumble! And a scramble. I think he might have been down. If not down, he got it back. But there's still a struggle. 28-21 the score. The Eagles, of course, saying they have it.
That can change 3 or 4 times.
Oh, sure. We've been talking a lot. Well, look again.
See, this whole thing is when he was down and when the whistle blows. That's always the thing that you don't know. I mean, you see the fumble, but again, when the whistle blows is when the play is over.
That was Moore's first catch. Blair Thomas, by the way, is the Jet who came over and made the recovery. 2nd and 6. Word on Fred Barnett. We've been talking about Cunningham on Barnett in a moment. Flag on the play. Seth Joyner was across too soon.
Either Seth Joyner was in the neutral zone, jumped offside, or he's the quickest linebacker in football. No, he jumped offside versus the neutral zone. He may not be the quickest linebacker in football, but he came around that corner like he knew where the play was going, and he wanted to get there before they did.
Fred Barnett, who left earlier in the game, has a knee problem. He'll have an MRI tomorrow, we're told. It's a cruciate ligament sprain. We don't know how serious that is. Anytime you start talking about knees, you think serious. 2nd and 1. That was a good little dance by Mitchell. Deflected by Clyde Simmons, who almost came up with an interception. And again, let's send you back to New York for a baseball update.
All right, Pat, at Dodger Stadium, things looking bleak for the San Francisco Giants and their fans. Mike Piazza, solo home run, number 34 of the year for him. Big 5th inning for the Dodgers. They now lead the Giants 6-1. Giants need a win or they're out of it. Pat?
28-21 in the Meadowlands. The Jets over the Eagles. Third and about a yard. Two tight end setup.
That thing that Mitchell did, that's what happens when you get in motion and you get where you're supposed to go before you're supposed to be there. So you just kind of run in place for a while.
This is an Eagle timeout. So they have 2 left. Been a lot of stuff going on today. Rob Moore getting his ankle tape. 7:02 left in the third quarter. The Jets 28, the Philadelphia Eagles 21. Bubby Brister is the Eagle quarterback. Leonard Marshall, the ex-Giant, is now a Jet. Third and about a yard. Close to midfield. Thornton in motion. And off Baxter. That's going to be shaky. I don't think he made it.
Well, Tim Harris is in there. You know, he's made a couple big plays. You see him grabbing his right elbow. That's been holding him back all year. That right elbow just hasn't been right. He had an injury, and then he had a staph infection in there, and he may have to have another surgery on it. He's playing almost one-handed, but I think he's playing better today than he has yet as an Eagle.
I talked to him before the game, and he said he still has a hole in his elbow where it drains. It drained his versus sack, but there's still a hole there.
You can see the way he's carrying it. It's hurting him right now.
Aggie on the punt. Eyes to Sikahema. Fair catch at about the 12.5. Boy, he is very composed. Returning punts and kickoff. Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. Bubby Brister, the Eagle quarterback. They trailed by a touchdown. This is Hebron. Bounced to the left side, but all the bouncing didn't get much.
Well, they're still trying to get that running going in the left side. That's where they had the success. They didn't have much going in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, they found a little something there. And now I think in this second half, I think the Jets have taken away most of their run, and specifically to that left side.
Second and 10, Mercereau is back. After he left limping earlier, second and 10. Brister has Hebron behind him. Gets it out to Von Hebron. Close to a first down. James Hasty knocked him out of bounds.
You know, it was interesting. You see Ronnie Lott over there in the sideline tackling Von Hebron, a rookie free agent, wasn't even drafted. And Lott was saying, one thing we have to do, he said, the first thing we have to do against this team is stop number 45. I said, well, Hebron, I don't think he ever thought he would hear that. But here he is, a rookie who wasn't even drafted, who has made such of an impact in just 3 or 4 games, that a guy like Ronnie Lott says we have to stop his running.
But Ronnie didn't know his name.
No, he just called him number 45.
Third and short. Walker and Heath Sherman are the running backs, and Sherman broke away from one tackle. And that breakaway might have gotten him that first down.
And if he did, he got it against 11 Jets.
Didn't he?
I mean, you talk about ganging up on a run, you watch how they ganged up on this run. I mean, not only did they hit the hole, they blitzed right in the hole, they miss him there. He has to come off a spinner, and then right there, Hasty has him. He just gives him a little push, Ronnie Lott a little more push, and gets a first down. But the Jets had all 11 guys up in the line of scrimmage.
And to top it off, Sherman stumbled before he ever got underway. Walker in motion. Brister outside Walker, flag on the play.
You know, Herschel Walker has those big shoulder pads on, and he's really tough to tackle up above. I mean, you look, he goes down, those pads go long in the front, but they really go long in the back. If you look at his shoulder pad, they go all the way down to his waist in the back. And when guys hit him or try and tackle him, a lot of times they'll slip right off that shoulder pad. You see how the pad goes all the way down his back? And he doesn't give you anything soft to hit. When you hit him, you just hit shoulder pad.
Shoulder pads all the way down to the waist could be destructive.
And you see what he did wrong here? He turned upfield too soon. You see that? He went in motion, and again, once you go in motion, you can't turn upfield before the ball snaps.
Maybe it wasn't Herschel, it was just the pads. Brister. Victor Bailey. Stopped by Eric Thomas.
You know what Herschel did on that play where he went in motion and turned before the ball was snapped, especially on the road. That's why a lot of guys will turn in. They'll turn the opposite way. Instead of looking towards the defense, they look back towards their own offense so that they can't go in motion.
The Cowboys improved their record to 2-2. So did the Bears. 2nd and 10. Joseph is the move man this time. Brister to Joseph. Intercepted. I believe, yes, it is. Intercepted by Hasty. Now another official has come in to make a ruling, perhaps, and said it hit the ground.
Watch Brister throw the ball. James Hasty is number 40. He's going to come diving in right there. We'll see if the ball hits the ground or not.
Yes.
Yeah, the ball did hit the ground. That was a good call.
Joseph should have made the reception to begin with.
Yeah, and then once he didn't make the reception, Hasty almost had the interception. But as you said, that was good pass protection, and that was a good throw by Bubby Brister.
3rd and 10.
And I think James Hasty knew that he didn't catch that one.
He tried to settle it almost too quickly.
This is where a crowd gets in a game. 3rd down when your team's on defense.
The Eagles have a crowd in the backfield. And that's not supposed to be.
Their whole offense looked like a crowd rather than a formation. Supposed to line up in an offensive formation. They look like they lined up in a crowd. But you know, more and more teams are learning this. More and more fans are learning the way to help your defenses on 3rd down. Look at what they're doing. I mean, this looks like some kind of fire drill. I mean, they got guys running all over. That's not a formation, that's a crowd. Because once you get set, you got a formation. Once you know where you're going, you got a formation. When you don't know where you're going, you got guys just flopping all around, that's a crowd.
Richie Kotite is saying, I don't want those members of the defensive unit of the Jets waving towels and asking for more noise. I don't know that he has any control over that.
No, he doesn't have any control over that. Supposedly, when the crowd starts, the home players are supposed to help if the officials ask for it. But the officials haven't asked for it yet. The officials ask for it, then the home players tell the guys to, go like, settle down, settle down.
We got another fire drill going. I was in one of those recently. Not much fun. Well, whatever they did, it got them a 1st down. Brister never got everybody set, never got everybody where he wanted them.
Well,
Still got a 1st
you
down.
saw him. He was calling the play on the line of scrimmage. Dave Alexander, the center, was calling the protection, and then he audibleized and it ended up in a bootleg. And I think that was an organized play because you see the right guard was out there, Balding was out there to make the block.
1st down, Eagles. 2.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Rich Kotite Again, yelling at the officials. An extra ball blows out on the field. The only thing we don't have in this fire drill is a fire. Thank goodness.
Please set the 40-second clock at 11 seconds.
Rich Gotite says that one thing about the Eagle football team is that they're tough, and they're going to be tough for the whole game, and they like hostile environments. Well, they got a tough game today, and they have a hostile environment when they're on offense.
On first down, Brister has a wide open Mark Bavaro. Going to be handled, headed off by Ronnie Lott, tackled from behind by Brian Washington, but the Eagles move the sticks and more.
I tell you, Bubby Brister is really fired up. And you just watch, he made this play. There's a little roll there, he's looking to the right, he looks to the left, brings the ball down, holds on to it there, almost fumbles it, gets it back under control, and just kind of thumbs it out to Mark Bavaro. But that was all Bubby Brister there. I mean, he went right, he went left, he went up the middle, he protected the ball, he lost control, gained control, and threw a pass all in one play.
And got a first down at the Eagle, at the Jet 35 for his Eagles. And off to Walker. Walker hit behind the line of scrimmage, nudges his way across the 35. Marvin Jones, the Jets' #1 draft choice.
And that's a guy that the Jets really like, because number 54, their middle linebacker, he's not their starting middle linebacker, but they just want to get him in there because he's one of those guys that has good speed, good pursuit, and he's a good tackler and can move up and down the line. I'm not sure exactly what they're waiting for to get him in there. I guess Kyle Clifton is just playing too well. This guy looks like a good player.
Oh boy, does he. They say sudden. That's the adjective they use to describe him. Things happen suddenly. Maurice Johnson, another tight end. The Eagles' second tight end makes the reception for another Philadelphia first down.
Watch him come across in motion here, number 87. You see him at the end of motion, comes under control. Again, you have three guys over on that side. A guy goes deep, he comes underneath, and a guy goes short. And we're seeing more and more of that in different ways all day, where you get the cluster, you get the overload, you get three receivers all breaking off each other.
First and 10 Eagles at the Jet 24. They trail by a touchdown. Walker hit at the line of scrimmage, lunges for a couple. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Jets 28, the Eagles 21. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The aerial shots, courtesy of the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company, the MetLife blimp, overhead on a beautiful day in the Big Apple area.
You know, one question I've always had about blimps is why do they always fly with their wheels down?
I'll try to find out an answer.
What's Martinizing?
Only takes an hour. Brister. Caught by Maurice Johnson. If he could have kept his balance, he had some room to roam.
Yeah, I think Pat, today we have to have an NFL record just for tight ends catching balls, making touchdowns. Right. I mean, they've had 5 touchdowns. They seem to be wide open all day. They're going in motion, catching passes. They're falling down, getting up, catching passes. And look at the job that Bubby Brister's done. 9 out of 13 for 93 yards.
He was just signed by the Eagles as a free agent.
Yeah, but he can play. He's a competitor. You can just feel that. This guy is a competitor.
A guy with a name like Bubby is a competitor. Bavaro. Another tight end to the 1.
That's what you call a waggle, and that's always been a big play in the NFL, where the quarterback is going to waggle here. He's going to roll to his right on the waggle, then the tight end comes across. See, now you fake the ball to the left. The quarterback comes out, see 84 Bavaro coming across. Brister sees him, hits him perfectly. I'll tell you one thing about Bavaro, when he catches that ball, he knows how to hold on to it and take a blow.
First and goal, Eagles. That's going to be Hebron. Touchdown. No penalties, no flags. A one-point game at the moment.
And that's the way to celebrate in the National Football League. You know, it's kind of refreshing to see a veteran like, you know, I mean, the way we see so many celebrations, to see a rookie free agent come in, score a touchdown, just hand it to the official. He wasn't, because I don't think he knows what to do.
Well, he'll find out.
Maybe Ronnie Lott was right when he says we have to stop number 45.
They have an official down. Now he's up, flexing his leg.
Well, when they start a sweep, you're going to get a lot of pursuit. Here's Hebron in the I formation. It's going to be a flip out to the left. Herschel's leading. He just cut that thing right back to the inside and just got in there in the end zone. He's not exactly sure what to do. He doesn't know whether to throw it, hand it, or do what. So he ended up just handing it to the official.
And the official that was shaken up appears to be okay.
And again, that's confidence. Remember, you get confidence by putting a guy in a game where you put him in and let him run the ball on the goal line. That's true confidence.
Barr for the extra point. And his extra point is good.
This is great balance.
That's with the hand on the ground.
This game summary is sponsored by Pizza Hut.
A lot of summarizing to do in a game like this. Cunningham is out with a broken left fibula. Esiason 10 out of 14. Mitchell, the Jet tight end, 5 receptions, 104 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Barr's kickoff out of the end zone.
Yeah, we saw the touchdown to Hebron, but this was the big play. This is the waggle play. Again, you start to the left, fake the run to the left, come out here, bootleg, hit Mark Bavaro. Now watch, once Bavaro catches the ball, he's so strong that guys just bounce off him. And that led up to this play. You take the little flip out there, I formation, Von Hebron, great balance, getting into the end zone.
First and 10, Jets at their own 15. At their own 20, beg your pardon. Esiason. Open is Burkett, and going is Burkett. Caught by Eric Allen and Byron Evans.
That's the way to come back. You talk about momentum. You don't come back. You don't get conservative. You just come back. Whap! You hit Burkett out there, and he makes a long run.
Eric Allen is down where Burkett went out of bounds.
That play reminded me of Alvin Harper's play against the 49ers in the championship game. It's just about a 10-yard pass on a slant, and he just outruns everyone. Just goes against the grain. Caught it on the left side, ends up way over on the right side.
You see who was gaining ground on him from behind? Byron Evans, the middle linebacker.
I think he ran by Byron Evans at one time because he started on the left, and he ran all the way across the field. Again, this is only a 10-yard pass. Watch him out here. He just catches the ball right there under control, about 10 yards just against the zone. Then he starts across the grain. Hopkins dives for him. Evans has almost caught him right there.
Eric Allen shaken up on the play. On the sideline, Esiason has the Jets first and 10 at the Eagle 20. In the direction of Terrence Mathis.
I tell you, he had Terrence Mathis wide open, Pat. The only thing is he ran out of field because the place he would have had to hit him would have been in the end zone, but he had another 10 yards, that would have been a touchdown. But he just ran out of field on that post pattern to Mathis. Mathis is one of those fast guys, a big play guy. You know, can catch passes, run patterns, run a reverse for you, do all those things. But he's just too fast to run a post from the 20-yard line.
He gets on top of the post too quickly. 2nd and 10. Boomer. Pass is picked off by Rich Miano, the ex-Jet. Boomer overthrew it.
And he overthrew it as his second pass receiver. He was looking at the first guy. That wasn't his first read, was inside. Watch him. He's coming here. It's a little roll to the left. So he was going to throw the short one. You see him pump it. And then when he brings it back, that's when he overthrows it. Rich Miano was out there, right there, and he threw it right to Miano.
So the Eagles take over with the score tied 28-28.
CBS sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. Little Caesars Pizza, where you always get 2 great pieces for 1 low price. Hilton Hotels, so nice to come home to. And by Ally Signals Autolite Spark Plugs, guaranteed for 2 years no matter how far you go.
First down, Eagles. Brister, the quarterback. At their own 10-yard line, Bavaro is the move man. And the handoff is to Hebron. Ducked under a couple of tacklers. Right now for an NFL update, let's send you back to Greg Gumbel.
In San Francisco, Minnesota's Jim McMahon, 9-yard touchdown pass to Chris Carter, 24-19. 49ers lead the Vikes. And in baseball, the San Francisco Giants' pennant hopes dwindling at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers lead at 7-1 in the 7th. Back to you.
28-28. The sun might be setting, but this game's got a lot of daylight time left. Walker was the man in motion. Brister knocked backwards into the end zone, gets rid of it. They say he was just trying to save yardage. It's going to be a safety.
That's right. A penalty in the end zone is a safety. Now what Brister's arguing that he wasn't in the end zone. See, it can't be a safety unless he's in the end zone. So if you have a penalty in the end zone, it's an automatic safety.
Grounding in the end zone. Safety.
Grounding in the end zone, it is a safety. He's saying he got rid of it before he got back into the end zone.
That's right. Was he in the end zone before he got rid of it?
Washington all over him.
That's a hard one to tell.
Tell you what, that's close.
And again, you have to remember it's where the ball is. You know, is the ball in the end zone? But a safety in the end zone. Any offensive penalty in the end zone is an automatic safety.
There is no replay. And they're back out at the 20-yard line, where the Eagles will get the kick.
You see, the first guy that makes the play is Marvin Washington. In fact, he makes the whole play right there. He's the guy that he gets by. Antone Davis gets a good pass rush, gets on Bubby Brister. Now, if Bubby Brister holds that ball, it's going to be a safety. Now, that's probably why they figured he was in the end zone, so it's a safety either way.
His feet were out of the end zone in the playing field when he got rid of it.
But again, it's where the ball is.
But where the ball is.
Was the ball in the end zone? Now that gives 2 points to the Jets. Now the Eagles get a free kick from the 20, so the Jets are going to not only get the ball back, but they're going to get the ball back in good position.
30-28. Bruce Coslett, the Jet coach, saying, come on, let's think.
That was a big, big play by Marvin Washington.
That just about eliminates the possibility of overtime. Beagles gets the free kick, and it's not a good one. Adrian Morrell gets the free kick back to midfield. On Hebron made to stop Beagles, upset with himself. Tuesday night, the American League Championship Series begins. Toronto at Chicago. First pitch at 8:12. The broadcast gets underway at 8 o'clock Eastern Time here on CBS. First down, 1st and 10 for the Jets. They lead by 2 points. Blair Thomas, left side.
Sometimes you start calling plays, Pat, and not to second guess, but sometimes you get in a game and you start calling plays and you forget that your backup quarterback's in there and you start doing things that maybe you didn't have to do in that situation.
2nd and 4. Esiason has him out. Blair Thomas is the lone setback. Baxter to his left. Eagles show blitz. Thomas over the left side. It'll bring up 3rd and about 3. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League. This telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the New York Jets, and the National Football League is prohibited. Magnificent sight at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. 3rd down and about 4 make it at the Eagle 44. Again, they show blitz. Now they back out. Now here they come. Pass outside to Baxter. 1st down. Chased out by Seth Joyner.
And Boomer's taken out of alignment. He does that in every game, it seems like. Boomer Esiason will always take on alignment.
Flag.
He hangs out with his lineman. He lifts weights with his lineman. And watch, Keith Millard just takes him and throws him to the ground. There's going to be a penalty on that. And watch Boomer, he's going to get in there. He wants a little of that action. But he hopes that his offensive linemen come back in there and get in there where that referee is.
Penalty is against the Eagles. Against Millard.
And I think when you have a blitz going and the quarterback gets rid of the ball quickly like Boomer did there for a completion and a 1st down, it frustrates those big guys that are chasing them, and sometimes they do dumb things. The play is over. They didn't want him to get rid of the ball that quickly. They didn't want him to and when he does, they just get frustrated and they just throw the guy to the ground.
It gives the Jets a 1st down now at the Eagle 21. 9:50 left to play. The handoff is to Baxter. Baxter down at the 20. Hit first by Wes Hopkins.
Now what the Jets are thinking about is, besides this sunset, look at this. You don't see in life, you don't see a lot of sunset. I'm not sure that we're going to see the whole sunset here. But, it takes a long time, and sometimes you don't see it. In other words, the sun is here, you'll see it here, but you won't see it when it goes all the way down. You see that part of it. And I know until this is the 2nd sunset I've ever seen. The first one was when we were doing a game in Dallas.
I remember, I've seen a lot more than that.
No, but I've never seen it where it goes all the way down.
Esiason's fake is a good one. His pass is not. It's picked off by Eric Allen. Allen still spinning, still finding room, and Allen comes out of the pack. Eric Allen still on his feet. Eric Allen at the 40. Allen is going to go all the way. Eric Allen steps into the end zone, and the Eagles are ahead from 94 yards away.
They're taking it to the house. That was an unbelievable play.
Unbelievable run. Look who's in the dugout, in the tunnel. Randall Cunningham.
They gave Randall Cunningham the ball. Eric Allen was down. He was hurt. He comes back.
Eric Allen. The book says 94 yards and a touchdown on that return. And the sun is still out for Philadelphia. Almost down maybe for the Jets.
There it is. We just saw a sunset. But before that, we saw a great interception.
And a great run. Eric Allen ran officially 94, but more than 120 yards. Spectacular run by Eric Allen. Wow. Philadelphia 35, the New York Jets 38, 43 still left to play. Randall Cunningham you saw sitting in the entrance to the tunnel that leads to the dressing rooms. And he needs whatever they can give him right now.
I'll tell you, that's the most well-deserved oxygen I've ever seen. That is one of the greatest plays that I've ever seen in this league.
Me too.
Not only interception, but that run back and spins and everything Eric Allen did on that play in this type of game.
Barr's kickoff handled by Mathis, and he is down at about the 18 or 19. Want to see again? I do. Just enjoy this.
I tell you, this is something to enjoy if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan or any kind of fan. I mean, but he caught that. I mean, just catching that interception was great. Catching it behind him, and watch all these moves and spins and everything he does. This is all Eric Allen. I mean, he's running out of plays, jumping. His legs are going up and down. He just runs away from everyone.
Including the official. Stopped to straighten his hat.
Somehow Calvin Williams, who's an offensive player, ends up in this picture. The official gets his hat knocked off, and Randall Cunningham ends up with the ball.
Randall's crutches in the background, you can see, and there he is.
And watch on the extra point, Pat, Matt Barr hurt his leg. Well, just when he came down there, he looked like he pulled something or got some kind of cramp or something. It looked like that whole right leg. I don't know what happened.
I don't either.
But something happened to him. He looked like he went cattywampus.
Jeff Seidner is down at the bottom of that heap.
Of course, that was on the next kickoff.
Right.
It was a kickoff play where Seidner was injured. Seidner, one of the better special teams players. He had a little trouble with the returns. In fact, he's not on the return teams today, but he's one of the real good coverage guys. Not a big guy, but a real tough guy and a good tackler, and always one of the first guys down on punt coverage and kickoff coverage.
So Seidner is into the chair to help him off. The Eagles have lost Cunningham, Barnett, Seidner, maybe Matt Barr, the kicker. The Giants are losing their game to the Dodgers after Atlanta has already won.
Look at that. Jeff Seidner is only 5'6". He has a tough time sometimes getting into the ballpark. But he is really one of those tough cover guys who plays with a heck of a lot of spirit and intensity.
Now that means not only that Seidner has lost off the special teams, the Eagles only have two wide receivers left, Bailey and Williams.
And we'll see Randall Cunningham had to make room for Seidner to get by him. And Randall, he'll probably go in the locker room with him to see how he is.
Esiason gives the ball to Baxter, and Baxter's hit behind the line of scrimmage by Clyde Simmons. Clyde's been bothered by a bad knee. The week off really helped him. The Eagles had a bye last week.
Yeah, but that's one of the first times you've heard Clyde Simmons' name today. He hasn't made a lot of plays. They've done a pretty good job of blocking Clyde Simmons. Again, a guy like Boomer Esiason, who mixes them up well, who gives you good play fake, will kind of keep a defensive line on their heels a little.
2nd and 11. Esiason back to throw it. Under pressure, gets rid of it, completes it to Baxter. Baxter hit by Eric Allen and William Thomas. gets a couple of yards.
There's 2 more Eagles down now. You know, we talked about the pressure they wanted to get. They wanted to knock Boomer Esiason down. They wanted to get pressure on him, pressure up the middle. They're getting very, very close.
This is Flores, who's down this time for the Eagles. And their training staff, Otto Davis kneeling over Flores. Otto's had a big busy day.
We'll see Flores is number 95 at the left of the screen right here. Here's Flores right here. We'll see he's getting blocked by Malamala. Malamala, one of the big, strong tackles in the league. And it looks like he just, right at the end, he just finishes him off. Boomer felt him coming and just moved away from him. And watch Malamala has him underneath the shoulder pad. He almost has Boomer Esiason. As he goes to get Boomer, Malamala just puts him on his back.
That was Jeter who came from the other side. The word now on Seidner is that he has a dislocated kneecap. Also Davis.
It looks like Flores is okay. He's running off, but that's a tough job. That's a tough assignment to both Flores and the guy that just was shaking hands with him there, Tim Harris, have going against Malamala. I mean, Malamala is a big, strong man. And he's 315, 320 pounds. And when you have to stand in there and just pound against that all day, you get a little run down.
3rd and 9 with the clock running. Less than 7.5 minutes now. Left to play. The Eagles lead it 35-30. Pass in the direction of Baxter is dropped. Esiason helped up by Millard.
Yeah, the last time Millard did that, he got a penalty. That time he didn't. And again, playing against a guy like Boomer Esiason, I think the Eagles are throwing him off a little now. You know, and they're just getting there and making him rush. Now, he doesn't want to throw it yet. It's not ready. But if he doesn't throw it, Millard is going to have him on that sack.
Millard helped him up the time before he helped him down.
He got a 15-yard penalty for him.
Penalty. Aguiar back to punt for the Jets. Eagles leading 35-30. This one hangs up on Aguiar. Short kick goes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of the Jets.
And the fans are booing that one because they know when you're down by 5 in the 4th quarter, you need a good punt. And when you get a bad punt, that means that you're going to you're just giving away good field position.
Today's game was produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The coordinating producer of the NFL Today is Eric Mann, directed by Larry Cavallina. Senior producer of the NFL on CBS is Ed Gorin. The executive in charge of production is Rick Gentile. The Eagles have got the lead. They've also gotten a lot of people hurt today.
Of course, this is a situation where they don't want to get too conservative.
Over the left side is Heath Sherman for maybe a yard. Stopped by Lageman.
You know, I think it's easier to get conservative when you're backed up against the goal line. You know, the way they did coming out and they took the safety, maybe that's when they should have been conservative. When you have the lead and you have good field position, first down then was not a good time for the Eagles to be conservative.
2nd and 9, 6:40 left to play. 35-30, Philadelphia leading. Walker on the move. Brister back to throw. A lot of time, and down he goes by Lageman. Brister never saw him coming. He had so much time.
But you have to give that to the pass protection. You just watch the time that he has, the time that he has. He has so much time and no one gets open. So they didn't have a good pass rush. The Jets didn't, but they had great pass coverage. There was no one open. So Brister had to hold the ball, and finally the protection broke down and Jeff Lageman got there.
3rd and 14. Well out of Barr's field goal range, even if he were 100%. Jets showing blitz. Take a reverse, get it outside to Hebron, incomplete.
I think that was a bad series for the Eagles. They had that 5-point lead, and I think by running on first down, that would have been a great down to throw a pass, to play pass, but run and not gain anything, then have second and long, and then have third and long. You took this up, which was a great situation, and you made a bad situation out of it. Conversely, the Jets defense did their job.
Give credit to their coverage, too, on that sack by Lagerman again.
It was great coverage because Brisker had nothing to go to.
Jeff Fiegels back to punt.
And the guy who might feel the best about it is Aguiar. He's the guy who started that whole situation by that bad punt.
Terrence Mathis back deep for the Jets. They were coming after Fiegels, who gets a high kick. Takes a straight up bounce, and now bouncing in favor of the Eagles. They're trying to blow on it and wave at it and everything else to keep it going. Esiason comes on, and tonight on CBS, there is no doubt about what's in Fidel Castro's health plan. Get AIDS in Cuba, and you're shipped off to a sanitarium. Some call it a prison. Does it work? 60 Minutes tonight, followed by Murder, She Wrote. And then the CBS Sunday movie, River of Rage. The Taking of Maggie Keene, starring Victoria Principal. 35-30. The Eagles over the Jets. Esiason has the ball for his Jets back in their own 10 outside to Johnny Johnson, out of bounds. At about the 19, just about a foot short of a first down.
You know, one of the things we talked about, the injuries the Eagles had, of course, the Jets lost their center, Jim Sweeney. But I tell you, Roger Duffy's been doing a pretty good job in there. You know, that's the whole thing. The snap, you know, the exchange between the quarterback and the center. Number 62 is Duffy. He had to come in there, and he's played well. I mean, everything has been under control since he's gotten in there.
2nd and 1. 5:15 left on the game clock. Pass caught by Mitchell. He is hammered backwards but got the first down. That's a good catch.
Because Byron Evans was right there. You know, you wonder if you should throw that one because, you know, Byron Evans was that close to the hit, so that means he was that close to knocking the ball down or making an interception, too.
Esiason 15 out of 23. The Eagles lead by 5. Here's Boomer back to throw. Burkett, the intended receiver, and he had some room, incomplete.
The closest guy to Burkett was Ben Smith. He was wide open on that one. I mean, he just looks like he knocks it down. Good pass protection. Boomer's looking. Finds Burkett right there, and the ball goes right through his hands. That would have been a big, big play.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. That could perhaps have been a touchdown. It's difficult to say, but he had a lot of room.
Well, Burkett had a play like that earlier where he caught one of those short ones and went against the grain. He could have done it on that play.
Here's Boomer back again. Going deep. Overthrown, intended for Terrence Mathis.
Well, they were going the right place. That was that double zone. Wes Hopkins doesn't get over. You watch Ben Smith out there. You see he has him short. He's going to play short. Mathis goes over. Now, the next guy that has to get over there is number 48, Hopkins. Hopkins very good against the run, but he's not a great pass defender, doesn't have a heck of a lot of speed, and he was the guy that should have been there.
Pass just over the reach. Mathis, 3rd and 10. Flag on the play. The whole play was out of sync. Millard has Esiason, and this time says How you been feeling?
Well, he said that because he heard the whistle blow. The whistle blew before the ball was snapped, so this will be a no play. The play didn't count.
False start prior to the snap, 69 offense. 5 yards, repeat third down.
That's the left tackle, Jeff Criswell. Remember a year ago, the Jets had so much problem with their offensive line and jumping, and Criswell was one of those guys. In fact, there was a period of time where Bruce Coslett benched Criswell because of some of those things.
But he said he came back this year with a fresh outlook and had done very well in all areas. Here's Boomer. Over the head of Burkett. Incomplete.
You know, maybe the Eagles have been getting to Boomer. Maybe they have bumped him a little because he's a streak passer, and he was a much hotter quarterback early in this game than he is later. I mean, he's gotten a little erratic in this third and fourth quarter.
So Aguiar comes on to punt again.
Now, Aguiar always tries to punt to his left, so the Eagle pass rush or punt rush is going to overload to their right, Aguiar's left.
Sekahema back to catch it.
He's even turned that way.
Sekahema, fair catch. And the Eagles will take over at about their own 46. The unbeaten Philadelphia Eagles lead by 5 over the Jets. 4:14 left to play. Some of the other scores, the Saints apparently will stay unbeaten. Denver over Indianapolis. Seattle badly beating San Diego. Dallas improved their record to 2-2. Tampa Bay won their first. Bears are at 500. Kansas City is 3-1. Bobby Brister. Hand off to Von Hebron. Nothing there.
Yeah, I think that first down run is a thing that is killing this Eagle offensive team. I mean, I think that they got to get that first down pass, then you can come back on second and third down run.
This is a Jet timeout.
There's a Jet offensive line over there. They're looking at the imaging. It means they're looking at the defenses that the Eagles play. Probably the defense the Eagles probably play more fronts than any other team in the National Football League. These guys are looking at every down, every distance, every way they line up, getting their protection down. I think their problem is that their quarterback has just gone a little cold on them.
Yeah, I don't think pictures are the answer at this point, or images. Second down for the Eagles with 4:09 left. The Jets have taken a timeout. They have 2 left. Brister got away from one man, got away from another. Brister dives and came close to a first down. If he didn't get it, he's very close.
I'll tell you, he got a good block out there by Von Hebron, too. Hebron, for a rookie or for any kind of player, is a very heads-up player. You know, he not only runs, he blocks, he catches, and he knew he could feel Bubby Brister coming to that side. Now watch what happens. Brister's going to bootleg out here to the right, and he finds Washington right there. So now he starts to scramble to the left, gets a good block there, gets a corner here. See Hebron's block there? He knows Brister's coming, and he gives him just enough block to get a first down.
And that's a big first down. Clock stopped with 4:02 left.
Hey, he turned there, and the first thing, that's not when you bootleg, and the first thing you see is big Marvin Washington. That makes you change your direction and get going the other way.
Washington had a shot at him in the backfield, and Brister got away. The handoff is to Hebron. Swarmed around by the Jet defenders, led by Bobby Houston.
That's what the Eagles have to be thinking here. They have good field position. Again, protect the ball. I think I would go a little more past maybe on first down, run the clock off, make the Jets use their timeout, because I say Boomer isn't the same quarterback in this fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, he's been 5 for 12, and he's had his 2 interceptions. He started out hot, but he's not hot now.
The Jets have just called their second timeout, so they only have 1 left in this half with 3:53 left. And the Eagles ahead by 5. I still am vibrating, I guess, over that touchdown run by Eric Allen.
Well, you know, it was not only a great touchdown run, but I think the coverage to get in position to make the interception itself, even before he started to run. You know, it seems like every time we have an Eagle game, it's going to be this type of game. Seesaw, back and forth, right down. This is the 3rd Eagle game we've done this year, and every one of them have been great football games.
2nd and 9, and they've won every one of them. This is Hebron. Across the 40. They'll bring up a 3rd down. Those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS and the game between the Philadelphia Eagles and New York Jets. I'm Pat Summerall along with John Madden. Our score is Philadelphia 35, the Jets 30. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast and in the Mountain Time Zone. 3rd and 5, the situation, and the Jets have just used their last timeout.
Hey, Bubby Brister has done a heck of a job coming in cold. You know, his first year not really knowing this offense, not knowing you're going to play. Randall Cunningham goes down, boom, he comes in. He has done a heck of a job running this offense.
3 touchdown passes, the other by Hebron. And then that spectacular run by Eric Allen. No more timeouts left for the Jets. 3:47 left, 3rd down. And 5. Herschel Walker is the lone setback. Brister starts 2 men in motion. You can't do that, and he calls a timeout. That's all the timeout for both sides. Bubby thought he was in Canada.
or he knew where he was, and the 2 guys that went in motion thought they were in Canada.
Those people who watch the Saints stay undefeated, 37-6 over the Rams. The Eagles are trying to stay undefeated and lead 35-30. And this is the play maybe of the year, regardless of whatever else happens.
Well, like I was saying, you start off with the good coverage and then the catch, and then you cap it off with this great run. And then we talked about how Randall Cunningham was injured early in the game, has a broken leg. Eric Allen handed that ball to Randall Cunningham.
After that spectacular run. 3rd and 5, only 1 man in motion. Brister gets it out to backup tight end Maurice Johnson, but I don't believe he got the 1st down.
He didn't get the 1st down because the punt team is running in already. You know, one thing, we were talking to the Eagles last night, and they do have a fake punt in. Now, I'm not sure that, you know, with a 5-point lead, I don't know that this is the time to run it, but it could open up the game. Maybe this isn't the situation you want. It would take a lot of guts to call.
Well, that's what Richie Kotite said last night. If I have enough guts to call it.
If he has enough guts to call it, he could throw a pass to those outside guys. Look, there's no one covering him.
Nobody. Beagles. And a little afternoon stroll back there in punt formation. Going to let the clock run out.
Yeah, I bet you they had something called. And those 2 guys started to cover out there, then they started to come in. Beagles might have called it off. Richie Cloutitis, man, because they did something. They had something going on that play. And the outside guys for the Jets started to come in, and Fiegels called it off, took the penalty, and now I'm sure he'll punt the ball. Now he has to punt the ball.
Now he just about has to, yes. On fourth down, about 6. 3 minutes exactly left. Here come the Jets. Fiegels gets it off. Mathis lets it fly over his head and into the end zone and out. They'll bring it back to the 20.
We talked about leadership. We talked about what Boomer Esiason has meant to this team. And this is where you have to mean it right now.
We're at Giant Stadium, where the Eagles lead the Jets 35-30. Welcome those of you who watch San Francisco and Minnesota. It's 35-30 here. Esiason gets away from one man, and now he's going to take off. Now he drops it out to Johnson, who's taken out of bounds by Seth Joyner. By Byron Evans, beg your pardon.
And there's a penalty flag down, Pat. I think he went over the line of scrimmage.
Keith Millard is down on one knee. Back where Esiason took off to run.
You know, if we look, the ball is right here, right in front of the 20-yard line. Now we'll look to see if Boomer went over the line or not. Play fake, starts to run here. Now, if he goes over, he has to keep going. Yeah, he's over right now.
He went over and back.
Yeah.
Sounds like a basketball term, but you can't do that in football.
5 yards, loss of down.
Yeah, he did cross the line because I thought that he crossed the line. And then he went back, and of course you can't do that.
Millard came over to the sideline for a second and went back into the game. Second and 10, they say. I think it should be 15. I think Richie Cloutitis thinks that too, but they're going to run a play. Here is Boomer over the head of Baxter. That ball's starting to take off on Boomer just a bit.
Well, and it has this whole fourth quarter. I mean, he's thrown 2 interceptions this fourth quarter. Again, he's a streak passer. He's hot and cold. He was hot early, and he's cold late.
It is just loss of down. I was incorrect. There's no penalty. Just loss of down.
This is a big play because the Jets, I think, have to think in terms here of 2 plays. I mean, you know, you go for it on 4th down. If you're going to go for it on 4th down, then you can think in terms of 5 or 6 yards. If you're not going to go for it, then you have to throw the ball 10 yards.
Esiason out of the pocket again. Has a man coming up, toss incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Johnny Mitchell.
I think to win this game, I think you have to punt here. But if I were in this situation, because I know they don't have any timeout.
That's key.
But you do get a timeout at the change of possession. That would give you 1. You do get a timeout at the 2-minute warning.
But they're not going to punt.
No, but I think they should. I mean, even though you don't have any, with 2:34, you really, in essence, have 2 timeouts.
They're going to go on 4th and 10 at their own 20. Clock stopped at 2:34. They'll stop it at the 2-minute warning. Here's Esiason. Up the middle of Mitchell. And he's loose. Mitchell broke 1 tackle, almost broke it all the way. Taken down by Eric Allen. Wes Hopkins made the stop.
They knew what they were doing. I mean, the tight end has been the thing all day. They look again. Johnny Mitchell. Eric Allen was on him. They had their best cover guy on their tight end. Johnny Mitchell beat him and got the big play on 4th down.
That's to Johnson. Stopped by Eric Allen. Now we'll get that 2-minute warning and the clock will stop. 35-30. The Eagles lead.
Well, what a big 4th down play that was. Here's Johnny Mitchell here. Eric Allen, the best cover guy of the Eagles, is here. Johnny Mitchell just goes right by him. Watch Allen. He kind of freezes here. Mitchell gets by him. Mitchell catches the ball. Allen freezes again. And then Johnny Mitchell makes maybe the biggest play of his career.
Second down. Esiason back to throw it. Swings it outside to Johnson. Johnson gets out of bounds. First down, stops the clock.
Hey, Bruce Coslow knew what he was doing on that fourth down. I would have punted the ball and trying to get the ball back again, but he went for it on fourth down knowing that they've had trouble all day covering his tight ends. And Boomer Esiason, when he had to, came through with a big play, finding his tight end and then getting it to him.
Neither team has a timeout. A minute 53 left to play. First and 10. The Jets are at the Eagle 31. Complete to Johnson. Hit hard by Seth Joyner at the 25.
Big Dwayne White, the right guard, is down.
And that'll stop the clock with 1:41 left to play.
They've been having good pass protection, and they've been protecting that middle because the Eagles have wanted to get up the middle all day. And White is one of those guys. He's the right guard. Number 67 there picks up the stunt. It looks like he just got caught in the end in the pile there. Those guys in the middle, Duffy playing for Sweeney, Dwayne White, the right guard, Cadigan, the left guard, have really done a good job of protecting Boomer, especially on the inside. But here's White. He's number 67 right there, the right guard. And you see he's waiting for the stunt. He's waiting for Nichols. He gets Nichols there. Nichols just pushes him into the background, and it looked like as he hits and goes down, he just twisted his knee.
They ran 10 seconds off the clock because they don't have any timeouts remaining.
Yeah, and this is in no way a way to stop the clock. I mean, someone say, I wonder if he's doing that to stop the clock. There's no way that they would, because the Jets have plenty of time. I mean, with 1 minute 31 seconds left, they have plenty of time. In fact, they would like to score with no timeout so the Eagles don't get the ball back.
19 out of 32. That's the record for Boomer Esiason today.
That's a guy who's done a good job for him all day and helping Boomer get some of those numbers. Boomer again was hot early in the game and cold in the fourth quarter until this drive right now.
Esiason gets to Johnson, hit behind the line of scrimmage by Millard. Again, no timeouts remaining, and the clock runs this time with 1:19 left.
Again, what they're trying to do is just hope that the Eagles were in a pass rush and just trying to break the run. It didn't fool Millard.
3rd and 7. The pass is incomplete. Attempted to Burkett. Incomplete.
That was a big defensive play by the Eagles on 3rd down, Keith Millard, because I know what they expected. They expected they'd be in a pass rush. Again, because they didn't have any timeouts left, they tried to pop that run. Millard is a pass rusher. I'm sure they thought they'd take advantage of him, get by him, and just pop it right by him. But Keith Millard is playing as well today as he has since he's been an Eagle.
That makes it 4th and 7. Clock is stopped. 1:09 left. Clock stopped on the incompletion. This is it. Esiason comes out of the pocket. And he's going to take off and run it out of bounds, and he does, hit hard. But he did not get the first down.
Byron Evans didn't make a lot of great plays today, but he finished up the game with one.
And the Eagles will take over.
That was 1-on-1, 4th down out there. Either Boomer Esiason's going to get the first down, or Byron Evans is going to not let him get a first down.
That's one they're going to second guess for a long time, his decision to run.